New year, new project. We're in a little village outside Coventry called Southam, and this customer has contacted us earlier in the year saying he's had a bad experience with yet another contractor taking deposits and not turning up to do the work. Due to this, it's now put our customer under very, very tight timescales. So we are come over this week, we are now stripping out the whole unit from top floor to bottom floor. We're taking every wall back to the brick, we're stripping every cable, every bit of plumbing, every ceiling and every floor. We are completely taking this back to the beginning and everything's going to be brand new. The bottom floor is actually going to say a retail or commercial unit. Floors 1 is going to become a 1-bedroom flat, and floors 2 is also going to become a 1-bedroom flat. Just had a really good call off the accountant. She's now confirmed that all the dormant companies we set up late last year are now active and live. We've set these up in a certain formation to help us get the best advantages we can get to execute our 5-year plan. Now I know I've touched base on this in previous episodes, but because it wasn't set up yet, I weren't happy to go any deeper. Now that it is, I'm happy to talk a bit more openly about our plan and how we're going to execute it. So, over the next 5 years, our plan is to become more of an asset producing company rather than a profit producing company. This is not to say that we're not planning to earn any profits, it's to say that we are going to use all profits generated within the brand to invest in other areas to help us grow the brand to the size we want it to become. There's stages to this and I will outline them now. So, top of the chain, we've got the complete group. They will own all subsidiary companies below it. Currently, we have construction, basements and gates which are open and all generating profit. Company 5 within the brand is going to be complete fabrications. We feel we spend a lot of money giving out to third-party companies to do our fabrication works. For instance, on the gates, we have companies make our gates and our posts, and on construction and basements, we have companies make all our steels and structural works. So we feel we would benefit a lot and keep a lot of money within our own company if we was to offer this service to our own 3 companies, but I also have a lot of friends within the industry who I could offer our services out to them and maybe convert them over to us. Company 6 within the brand is the complete portfolio. Let's say them first 4 companies are feeder or profit making companies. We're going to use all of the money from them to invest into the portfolio. We are happy to buy properties, whether they are domestic or commercial. We're not that bougie. As long as the investment is solid and profitable, we're happy to get involved. Company 7 within the brand is complete property management. This company will manage all the properties within the portfolio. Initially, again, it will be our own properties within the portfolio, but going a bit further down the line, if investors or friends, family, anybody want to get involved and put their money into the portfolio, we're definitely not going to say no. Last and not least is the 8th company within the brand, which let's say is top of the 5-year plan. This is complete development. Our ultimate goal is to get to that stage. We would like to be buying plots of land and putting our own apartment blocks or multiple houses, small estates on these land. We haven't done anything of that scale yet, but we work a lot with developers or people who buy and flip properties. They put their money, they buy the land or the property. We will go in, do all the legwork, all the hard work, organising, arranging, getting it signed off and getting it executed. Although I'm not saying we don't make good money, we don't make nowhere on the scale of what these guys make when they either flip or sell the property that we've just built for them. Over on the site in Holbrooks this week, Sam and John have started to fit the kitchen over there. It's quite a tight space to be moving all the units around, but they're doing their best under the circumstances. Also, the customer has now asked us if we would quote him to fit all flooring throughout the ground floor, as the contractor who was supposed to be doing it has let him down. Over on the Wobley site this week, we've had to pull off site for a week and a half because we completed all works before Christmas and we are now waiting for kitchen 1 to be delivered. We're on the gates this week. The guys have had another really busy week. At the end of the last episode, there was a clip shown where one of our customers wanted a bollard fitted behind a set of gates as a secondary line of defence. Funny story this one, he's called us back and asked us if we would return to the property, remove that bollard we've just fitted and fit 2 behind the set of gates. On top of this, he wants us to go to 2 of his other properties and fit 2 bollards in each of them. So in total, he wants 6 bollards across 3 of his properties. So I mentioned before the Christmas break that the websites finally went live on the 18th of December. We handed these over to Oscar and his team at Essential Marketing. I don't know what they've done over there, but it seems to be working. It's now early January and we are having a lot more calls and inquiries than we normally would in the January period. It's usually pretty slow. Me, Rich, James and Marika are all working extremely hard to turn these quotes round, get them back out to customers and hopefully convert these leads into jobs as soon as possible. We're being very proactive this year in doing so. On another note, Ashley, the site manager from Southam, has just given me a call. You cannot write this. As you know, we are doing the demolition work, stripping top, middle and bottom floors out back to nothing. We're having to do this with skips because we can't get grabs there, and lo and behold, Severn Trent have pulled up and started digging up the road right behind where the skip is. So we are now no longer able to get exchanges for the next 2 days while they get their works done. As you can see behind me, there is dust everywhere within this project. The guys are busy at work, stripping everything out. Once his dust is settled, we'll be able to come in and have a proper look around. On Monday, when I first come over here to meet the customer with Rich and get the lads started with the plan of action for this week, the customer showed me a really interesting photo took from the late 1700s where there's a lot of people outside this property going on a hunt with horses and dogs. This project's slightly different because we're on the main road going through this town. We have got restrictions with parking, material deliveries, and obviously out the front here we have to keep it immaculately clean so passers-by are not tripping up or stumbling over our mess. So the top floor and the middle floors are now stripped out. The carpenters are up on the top floor making all the amendments to the ceilings, and the demo team are on the ground floor finishing the demolition works. I'm on the top floor, and there's been a few more problems that have come to light since I've been here. So up in this ceiling area here, the binder is completely rotten, so that's going to need fully replacing, as well as a bit further down there's a second binder that is fully rotten away, that will also need replacing, as well as further up in the roof space there is a purlin going across that area with no brickwork below it whatsoever supporting it, and there is a splice in it about a metre away, so that up there definitely needs re-bricking back in. Just wanted to show you how incredibly unlevel the ceiling joists are. The carpenters have fitted a timber just to see how bad it is, and on one side it's touching the underside of the ceiling joists, then on the other side it's approximately 70 mil out. Another couple of issues we've spotted with structural works is we've spotted some cracking in this area. You can see it's cracking all the way down there, and also on the other side it's cracking all the way down there. So we're now on the middle floor of the property, so this lintel here, which is sitting on top of here, goes all the way along but stops at this point. It's not going into anything in this area. So if I pan back, you'll be able to see we've just put an acro over there as a temporary fix, but there will need to be a new steel beam going across this area. I've just come out to take a van we brought late last year over to the body shop to get some repair work done before taking it over to the signwriters. Turns out we've been broken into over the Christmas break. The van's been left out on the road for the Christmas period while the body shop was shut, and this is the first opportunity I've had to get it over there. Let me turn this camera around so I can show you what's happening. This is the van here, seems all right on this side. As I got into it a minute ago, it said the back rear sliding door is open. When I've come out to investigate, I noticed this little hole here, and then when I looked into it, if you look just behind it, there's like a cable there. If this cable was pulled with some pliers, it will release the mechanism and then let the people straight into the back of your van. Normally I wouldn't highlight something like this, but I just wanted to show how easy it is for these guys to get in. For us, it's another one of them is what it is situations, as there's damage to this side already, there, and there. So that little hole for us don't make much of a difference, and there was no tools inside. But please watch your vehicles, as these guys are getting in so quickly these days.